Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio.
If you listen to this right now here at Gamertag Radio, Parris and I, we're going to be at Gamescom. So this is like pre-Gamescom, right? Something like that. So hello, welcome to brand new episode at Gamertag Radio. This is Danny Peña. So joining me is Parris Lilly, also Riana Manuel-Peña. What's up, guys? What's up?
Good afternoon.
All right. So we all of us, we all got to play a preview of Gears of War E-Day. This is like I believe, 2 chapters of the game. It looks like this is right after what happened.
It's one full chapter 1, and then part of chapter 2. We didn't play the full chapter 2.
Part 2. Actually, this is Act 2, chapter 1, chapter 2.
What did I say? Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
But you're right. It's something like that. It's part. It's not the whole chapter 2. It's parts of it.
Yes.
But it looks like this takes place right after what we got to see back in June at the Xbox Game Showcase, where they show the gameplay. So this takes place right after that. So, but we're going to be talking about it, our experience and everything. And I play the Xbox Series S version. Parris, you got to play what, PC?
I played on PC.
On PC. Rihanna also Xbox Series S. Another thing I want to mention is that there was no co-op in this. It's just single player, but co-op will be available for the retro version of the game. So this is more just
4-player online, 2-player split screen for the full retail version.
Yes. But this is for the future, but this is just single player experience, and we'll talk about that overall. I'm gonna tell you, it feels good. Feels really, really good playing this again. Man, it's been a while that I've played an actual new Gears of War game. I know we got to play Gears of War, the first game, Reloaded, last year, Parris, right, on the PS5. That was a great experience going back. But actually, like a new game, it's exciting to try this out again, you know. But thanks to Xbox for giving us the opportunity. But Parris, let's go from there, man. How was your experience on playing this, for the first time? Single player.
I mean, again, it is a preview, so this isn't a full impressions or anything like that. So who knows as we continue through the game. But visually, playing on PC, stunning. I mean, the Coalition is just doing their thing as usual, running this on Unreal 5. Gameplay wise, like you said, it felt good. All the weapons felt good to play with. And going into, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Kelowna, the city, traversing through that, because, it starts off linear at the beginning of Act 2 in that first chapter. But then when you get into what they're calling the open districts, where now you have more freedom to kind of move around the city, there's second objectives that you can take on, which helps you with the weapon mods. I'm sure we'll talk more about that, but it felt good to be back playing Gears campaign. Now, here's what I'll say, and I'll kick it over to Reed. I played the first time on normal. Yeah, okay. Second time, I played on hardcore. All right, difficulty, okay. I played on insane. It was whooping my ass. I captured all my footage. Y'all will not see that footage. I will not be putting that out because I was dying left and right. But man, I love that too, because I instantly thought I'm going to love to play this in 4-player co-op on Insane. Is going to be fantastic. So great first impressions with this. It definitely ended in a way that I wanted more. So that excites me as well. So really looking forward to the final product when it comes out in October.
Great hearing that. And how about you, Ree?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I played on the Series S as well as you did, and it went fine. I actually did not have any bugs or issues, even though this is a preview build, so it was a seamless experience, which I always appreciate. And for folks out there who are just now hearing my thoughts on video games, I am not a super heavy graphics nerd, so it doesn't need to look like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but it was actually really, really gorgeous on the Series S as well. So I was impressed with that. And as Parris said, it just feels really, really good to be back. I don't want to get too far into the story stuff, but I will say it's got me really intrigued. There were a lot of interesting new characters that we're seeing who have different backgrounds, and they're just joining this fight because they're soldiers. They're not all the same kind of soldier, which is really interesting to see how those dynamics play out in both their classes, which there are 4 classes that you can choose from: Dom, Marcus, Reyes, and then Mags. And all 4 of them play very differently. Obviously, as you go through your gameplay, you can customize, and maybe you're not the healer class, but you want to run with stim grenades or what have you. All of that is fine. But they do all have a very different feel to them, which I think is cool, like down to the fact that they wear different armor. And I enjoy that kind of differentiation in a class-based shooter, which we hadn't seen before from Gears. So it's really refreshing take on it. And I also love seeing kind of some of the politics and the power dynamics that are behind the was it not, I want to say UNSC, wrong game behind
Wrong game, definitely.
wrong game. But you get a little bit of friction between the military and the mayor who survives, right? Like you get a little friction between some of the soldiers and them not necessarily wanting to take orders from this new power structure. And I think it's really, really cool to see stuff like that. And there's already some really standout and memorable characters, like there's Sergeant Major Russ, who gives you the iconic chainsaw lancer, and he's instantly a favorite. Like I just want to be buddy with them. I just want to spend all my time tinkering with weapons and seeing how he's going to keep upgrading your little supply caches and all the weapons that you find throughout the game. So it's the story of everything, surprisingly, has got me really hooked. And I've only played, as you said, just under 2 hours so far.
Yeah, 2 things that I noticed. This is actually the first time you get to see them wearing the uniform, the gear, right after
Right.
the gameplay from chapter 1. And also another thing too, playing horde mode during the last preview helped me to be prepared for this, because like you said, Parris, the district area, open district, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That there, like you said, there's secondary. Think of it as like side missions that you could do, and it's optional. You don't have to do it. But for me, I was like, hey, I'm taking advantage of this. I'm going to do whatever I can. And it helped me because I played horde mode. So it was a lot easier for me. Now, I am going to beef up the difficulty to see how hard it is at the hardest difficulty, And now, do you think this will be something where having 4 players is going to be too challenging?
Absolutely. Because like when the boomers come through, there's a couple sections where you get the boomers. Chaos, because you're essentially getting one-shotted the whole way trying to do that solo. It's freaking tough.
And they always come in pairs, too.
Boom, right? Yeah. But, I mean, this other thing, kind of just pivoting off of what you were even talking about, Ree, the other thing I like, and obviously anyone that's already played the open beta, has experienced this, is the way the cover system works now. I like the fact that there's verticality to it. There's destructible cover, things like that. So you can't just sit in one spot. You got to be strategic about the stuff that you're doing, especially on the higher difficulties. So it's Gears. It feels like Gears, but there's enough newness there that you can tell this is a new chapter in Gears. And the other part of it that you bring up with the story is the fact that these are their first encounters with the Locusts. So you're hearing them react to stuff that they've never seen before. Like when the snipers come in, they're like, wait, they got snipers now? You know what I mean? So there was a lot of stuff like that I really appreciated. So like I said, little taste they gave us, but it definitely has me intrigued to see more. And I'm really looking forward to exploring all of Kelowna, if I'm saying that correctly. I think I am.
Wait, is that the correct way? Because I know we heard 2 different things, but hey,
I don't know. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. I don't know. I just talk.
Yeah.
There's a few different accents among the cogs. So
yeah, was there anything else that stood out to you, Ree? Besides the story, was there any weapons or anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the long shots, I don't love sniping in most games, but I feel fairly competent with them. Now, granted, I was playing on normal mode, so I don't know if that holds up when the enemy AI moves and changes cover positions a lot more frequently with like the increased difficulties. But I felt really capable with almost every weapon, which I did not feel that same way in the open beta. I will say this did feel like a little more forgiving and normal mode. So we'll see how that holds up once we get into those more sweaty challenges. But I felt like everything was pretty viable. A hammer burst if you like a 3-round, if you really just want to charge up and chainsaw people, like you're running with your Lancer. And like the pistol is really capable. I would say I usually prefer the cog weapons to the horde weapons, but anything I picked up, I was getting progress with. So it all felt pretty manageable. But to Parris's point, I will say there's so much newness to this that's really, really exciting. Like you mentioned the destructible cover, but it's to the point where if you're, let's say, hiding behind a normal, piece of rocks or cardboard or whatever, like a barricade, and the enemy starts shooting at it enough, it gets shorter. And then your character lays down on the ground to stay behind the little piece that's left. Like there's so much like nuance to this cover system that, it's like seeing your kids grow up, I guess. Like you're seeing like that two-person co-op, cover shooter really advance and innovate, which is so exciting. And we're seeing this in a few different games that are coming out soon. But I really like the take that the Coalition has run with on Gears, because it does feel like something brand new yet familiar at the same time. And it really does give you more of a challenge and, positioning yourself and like which guns are you going to go for? How far are you from a supply cache? Do you have weapons left? Do you have enough grenades left? Like you're making so many more decisions now than you did in previous iterations, and it makes me feel like I'm really playing harder.
One thing I got to mention, because like I said, I've been primarily playing on PC, but I did fire it up on the Series X just to see. I want to see what it looked like. Looks really good. Really, really good. So, I mean, I think anyone on console side playing on the X, you're going to get a visual showcase there as well. But obviously PC, depending on your GPU, is going to be the premier visual showcase to play the game.
Yeah, I wanted us to play the PC version, but we have everything packed up, because of the move and everything. So that's why we were like, hey, let's bring our Series S, because I know we want to play this in the next couple of days. And yeah, it looks good on this. Yeah, it looks pretty good on the Series S. It looks really, really good. Now, I don't know if it was me, but did you guys notice how sensitive it is using the analog sticks on this? Like, I got used to it after, but like the first few minutes, I was like, yo, this is like way too sensitive for me.
Really?
Was it like that for you guys?
No,
yeah.
Not at all. Not at all for me.
At all?
Mm-mm.
And I think I know why they made that change a bit, is you can't keep it exactly the same how it used to be, because I think now with, the whole tournaments, esports, it's a lot of fast, like when it comes to the controls. And that's something that I noticed right away. I got used to it right away. But like the first couple minutes, I'm like, wait, hold on, because I'm zooming in, and I felt like the weapon I had was way too sensitive. Like it was moving around a lot, but I got used to it after a while.
My biggest thing that I had to get used to is just, again, it's been 20 years. I want to press, I guess, the A button for the roadie run, and you don't do that now.
Yeah, that pressing the thumbstick to run.
Yeah, that was throwing me off big time, because it's just muscle memory. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's not how you do it anymore. You know what I mean? But then, once you got into it, you got used to it and adjusted. So I think some veteran Gears, to your point, like I said, I didn't really feel like I had to adjust aiming wise. It didn't feel like it was too all over the place. But to your point, it sounds like in various degrees, people are going to have to kind of adjust, like the veteran Gears players. But I do think the open beta probably helps a lot with that, because people have already got hands on.
Yeah.
Well,
not only that roadie run, I was going to say, not only is that roadie run feel different because it's 2 button presses now to achieve the same animation, right? But also now you can run and slide into cover, which feels like a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Like it's so good. So there is definitely a bit of a learning curve. If you haven't played the open beta, give yourself some time to adjust to that, because it really is great, but you do have to take some time to retrain yourself. And Danny, I did have that same sensitivity issue. So it may be a console thing, it may be the controller we're using, whatever, but I had to refrain from adjusting it right off the bat reactionarily. Is that a word? Because I wanted to try the default settings first, and I did get used to it, but my first instinct was to turn down the sensitivity. But then, especially when you get into these open districts and you're doing, more of the optional helping out different cogs and people as you running through the world, I found myself surrounded a lot more often. And I did appreciate having that additional swivel and that faster sensitivity, so that I didn't have to worry about my FOV being too small.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I had to get used to is jumping.
Yeah.
Pressing the Y button,
that.
Yeah, I had to get used to that. I was not.
But that was the thing. It's like, Now the game's vertical. So it was like, oh, wait, you can't go up to that ledge. Oh, you can jump into the back of that truck, right? You can jump
But you might
across this
explode,
thing.
which is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I did notice is, when you're playing Chapter 2 at the open district area, you're going to hear a lot of stuff in the background. So, like, that's how you will find out, wait a minute, there is this secondary mission here.
Mhm.
So, like, there was one where there was, like, a family, I believe, inside of a store. I don't know if you did that or not, Parris, but...
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I can hear them saying, oh, my God, help us, come here, we're trapped. You go to that area, do what you got to do. You save them. You open the door, they'll escape. But you will see that throughout the world. Like, I remember seeing that during the horde mode because there was like so much chaos happening. That's just the difference is you will hear things that is similar to like other open world games or RPG games where there's like somebody on the side trying to talk to you. Hey, come! Secondary mission will pop up there. So that's something that I noticed right away for me. So
That's what excites me about once we get the full game and then we can actually really explore the city is these secondary missions that you're going to get, the things that you'll have to find on your own. They're not going to hold your hand to go get. And then obviously the incentive is going to be you're going to get those perks and those mods for your weapons to be able to essentially upgrade yourself as you're going through the experience. So you're going to be encouraged to want to go do those things because, there will be a reward at the end for you.
Yeah. And here's the thing. There is no thing where you have to like buy cosmetics or anything. Whatever you unlock in the game will be available for you for good, So anything else before we wrap it up?
Solid preview. Like I said, it did the job of I want to play more. You know what I mean? We'll obviously see the final with the review what we think overall. But I mean, it's a coalition. They're doing coalition things visually wise, and I think what they've done to overhaul the gameplay for Gears is great. I'm for it. I mean, some people would think, oh, you don't want to change anything. Oh, it doesn't feel like Gears anymore. It feels like Gears, but now you got some extra things you can do. Like we were saying with the verticality, with the jumping and everything. I really love that. I love the cover system that they have in here now. It's just, it's good. It's really good. So I'm impressed so far. Definitely.
Yeah. For you, Ree?
Yeah, I did get a little lost a couple of times, and it may be that I was playing tired, but
Wait a minute. I think left bumper kind of that gives you the trajectory.
I had to mention that to Ree for like.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
I needed some guidance, and left bumper. Hopefully, this is somewhere in the tutorial because it wasn't in the section that we played.
Boot camp.
But
Boot camp teaches you that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah. Left bumper helps you figure out where you're supposed to go. Getting there is a new challenge, and that verticality does come into play quite a bit. I wasn't expecting to backtrack as much as I did in the linear sections, so I was thinking I need to find an exit ahead of me, and I actually had to go backwards a couple of times, and I got turned around because, whatever, I'm bad at directions. So, like I will say I did get a bit lost in the sauce here and there, and I didn't do any of the secondary objectives. I was trying to go critical path and still had a bit of trouble. I'm curious to know if that's going to be my experience in the full game or if I will get the hang of it, get the hang of the new level design and the additional verticality, because it's like so unfamiliar to me. I'm just used to running straight ahead in these games. So that is another slight change and adjustment, and it's good to grow and expand, but it might be challenging for other people too.
Now, you brought up one thing about the backtracking. So at Summer Game Fest, when I got to sit in on the session when they first showed us Gears of War E-Day, one thing that they mentioned, you definitely will be doing backtracking through the city, but the destruction over time. So mm-hmm. You'll go back to familiar places, but it will look different due to, obviously the fall of the city with the locusts and everything. So I'm excited to see how that's going to play out as well. Even though you might be backtracking through things that you've already done, they're going to be vastly different. You would imagine the cover is going to be different. Like there's going to be a lot of things in there. I'm going to be very curious to see.
Yeah. You know what one thing that I think we haven't brought up that I love about this game too, it feels a lot darker. Like it reminds me of like the first Gears. I know they tried with the last, was it Gears 5? I think it was Gears 5. I know they tried with that, but this one reminds me of the old Gears, of like that dark, gritty type vibe, So I'm excited to play more, learn more about the story, learn more about these new characters that you talked about, Ree. And yeah, I'm excited. I think Coalition in the good path with this game, with everything that we played so far with multiplayer and now with single player. And I think it's going to be a solid game when it comes out.
It's also cool to see a softer side of Marcus. Like you're seeing him a little bit when he's still in his soft boy era. Like he's not fully hardened yet.
One thing
I think there is a reason why. I think it's
yes. There's clearly a story
yeah.
reason why.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying that this is my theory. Yeah, this is new. Like this is something that him and Dom and the rest of the crew have never seen. Everybody's like just learning. And I think after that, that's when Marcus is like, screw this. Once Gears of War starts, the first Gears of War. But yeah, go ahead, Parris.
No, I was just going to say, as far as the voice acting goes, like John DiMaggio still sounds like Marcus Fenix to me. Carlos Ferrer, I believe is how you say his name. For Dom. Yeah, something like that. But for Dom, you can tell it's been 20 years. I mean, he still sounds like Dom, but he sounds older. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I mean, it's obviously not a big deal, but I was just like, oh yeah, John DiMaggio, he's still on the game. Sounds exactly like Marcus did back in 06. So again, I know it's a preview, but I'm feeling really good about this. I think what the Coalition, you kind of mentioned already, Danny, they're getting back to what the original Gears was, because I even got to ask them about that. Like that original Gears was more of a kind of a dark horror sci-fi game, right? And then they kind of slowly started getting away from that as they went on, where obviously this is Emergence Day. This is getting back to the roots of that. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. But no, thanks to Xbox and the Coalition for giving us the opportunity to play this early, and we can't wait for the full game. And thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Gamer Tag Radio. Until next time, we're out. Bye.